find your lack of faith disturbing.
Good actual morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever the case may be. Welcome to CR0SSExaminations. I am your host, Mike S. Miller. This is Art of the Hero with Mike S. Miller. This is primarily an art and, pop culture channel. Primarily art. We talk about lots of pop culture stuff here, and we talk a lot about art and comics. But once a day, 6 days a week, I do dedicate an hour to talking about faith, the Bible, apologetics. Although it's really gotten away from apologetics. Wow, that really looks kind of dirty, huh? Hold on a second. Is that better? That's better, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Wow. Trippy. And so, that's what you're in for. If that's not your thing, I do not apologize, but nobody's making you watch. I'd appreciate it if you stuck around and agree, disagree, doesn't really matter. Well, I mean, it matters, but agree, disagree, you're still welcome. That's what I mean. So agree or disagree, and feel free, if you do disagree, say something in the chat. And I always do enjoy a lively debate or discussion or disagreement. So let's do that. Jalapeno Milk, what's up, kind wizard? Actually, let me pop this chat out. Pop out the chat. Pop out the chat. Chat. Oh, man. Why does it do that? My whole screen just went away. There we go. So weird. Hello, Jalapeno Milk, Kind Wizard, Caffey Stark, Magic Carpet Ride, Mecha McCheese, Eric Hawkins, Hikaru, Peter Sharon, Curious 2A, Brett Seagraves. I already said Magic Carpet Ride. Mecha, I already said that too. Hey, Mike, can we get an emoji making fun of children with cancer? That Star Wars girl has one for her channel members. I'm going to go with a no. I do apologize, but that's not really my thing. What's up, Jay Hamilton? Like and share, click and share. Click. 12 people watching now. I know this is, I figure I'm on so bloody early that this is going to be a very light audience this morning. I know. So early. I can't tell if I'm tired or not. Like, I got up. I don't even know what time I fell asleep. But I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was up for like an hour and a half. And then I tried to go back to sleep, and I felt like I never got back to sleep. But then the alarm went off, and it was so obviously at some point I had gotten to sleep. So, we live. Yes, it's early and it's raining. Things are strange. CR0SSExaminations live. Who's ever up this early? It's craziness. To be streaming with anyone else as well. All right, get started. Get up. Right on. I am helping a friend figure out this whole Indiegogo thing. So, and tonight on Drawn and Quartered, The Mandalorian, Baby Yoda, Cara Dune. Is it Cara or Cara? Whatever. The Dune chick. Good stuff tonight. So make sure you set your alarms and let people know. I have not gotten my packaging material. I think I will get it today, in which case I will have more stuff. I just put all those 6 boxes in the... That's the thing. I get up so early. I took all those boxes that you saw last night that I was fulfilling. I put them in the car, took them to the post office. Apparently the post office isn't open this early. I thought the post office... I'm never up this early. So I thought the post office would be open and waiting for me, but apparently they keep bankers hours. I never even understood that meaning, but that phrase. But it is what it is. Alrighty then. I have tweeted. Shall I read it as well? Yeah, let me Reddit it to Comics Culture, which I have not spent enough time on Comics Culture. I have not been spending time on Reddit. Brother, I really need to get back to Reddit. Comics Culture on Reddit, if you're not there already. I'll get to the end of D&Q after work, says Jay Hamilton. Oh, come on, man. No, that's what I'm waiting for, Magic Carpet Ride. The Gemini mailers. I'm waiting for them. But that doesn't mean I have nothing to do. Taking the books, well, first of all, I have to sign hundreds of books. So I have that to do. But then, putting them in the bag and then wrapping them tightly so that they are waterproof, that takes time too. So I've got plenty to do before Gemini mailers do show up. You got Sweetcast Books yesterday. He did good. Fantastic. Like, I'm trying to get a gallery thread from last week up today. Little busier than usual lately. Yeah, we're all busy, baby. We are all busy. Mecca McCheese says she has a cancer baby emoji for her channel members. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't losing my mind that an emoji of such a nature was kind of horrific. No, it's horrific. It's a meme on the Jack Show. And I don't really want to. It's horrific. But and I can't really say it's not horrific if you understand the context. It's still horrific, but it at least you understand it with the context. Nah, don't go there. Yeah, I'm not going there. I am not going. I don't need to explain the cancer baby emoji. It's very insensitive. It is very insensitive. I have it was funny at the time, says Magic Carpet Ride. It was funny. I don't know if it was funny. It was like watching a car crash in real time. You were like, you couldn't look away. You really couldn't look away. I was like, well, this can't be. Really? Are you? Seriously? And you just like keep looking, but you're turning your head, but you're still looking because you can't look away. Leave that one alone and move on. Yep. Like and share, like and share, like and share. 22 people watching now. You know what I was thinking about doing today? Is Joshua chapter 1. What is cancer baby emoji? I haven't seen it. I don't watch that Star Wars girl. I used to watch her a little bit here and there. But I don't know. The whole I don't dislike. I don't dislike anybody. I don't dislike John even. I'm disappointed in John. So but that doesn't mean I dislike John. And I like Cecil, and I like Kelsey. So it's not, I don't know, it's just the show just doesn't, it's not an edifying show. Oh, okay, never mind. Dark humor. Yeah, that's one way to put it, Kathy Stark. It was dark humor. Stop. I need to know more. Okay, can someone bring up, like, beheading someone, or I don't know, just another subject. Mike, you see the trailer for Messiah? It's a new Netflix show about Jesus coming back. No, I have not. What I did want to do, I only watch you, Doug, Edwin, Jerkmonger, and Crowder at this point. Oh, right on. Yeah, got it. The Jack Show. Yeah. Is Mike live? I'm just waxing. Yes, I am live, Random Brandon. I am alive. I'm alive. This early, I know. It's not even 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm up and I'm streaming. How about that Black Widow trailer? There you go. There you go. Yeah, I watched Elliot's stream this morning because I had to take my daughter to school. I was watching Elliot's whole stream. It was a very short stream. Oh, why is that wet? What is going on here? I need a towel. What the heck? Why is the bottom of my mug wet? Mug wet? Mug wet? I need another towel. I don't like using that one. Let me see. So, coffee. I don't know if you guys noticed, this is a different camera angle for me. I've got my camera set up on my handy dandy Cintiq instead of on my arm up there. So I don't think John dislikes you. I don't think he does either. I'm just disappointed in John. So that's that whole thing. It's black humor until you make money off of it. Probably shouldn't have a cancer baby emoji. I would suggest not having a cancer baby emoji, but it's her life, not mine, so whatever. Wedgie Pantilli says, wow, first chance ever gotten on one of Mike's cross-examined streams. Hi, all. What's up, Wedgie? Yeah, you were on Elliot's stream today. I saw you. I saw the Messiah trailer. They make you wonder if it is Jesus or a pretender. Might be interesting. Yeah, what I wanted to say was that I kind of wanted to do a, trailer day. You know, rather than doing, dedicated responses to every trailer. What if I did, trailer day, like one day a week? I don't know what day. Just pop on a live stream and go through all the trailers that came out that week and just discuss those because, look at you. Now you're all asking about these different trailers. James Bond trailer, Black Widow, whatever. Miller reacts. Well, yeah, that's the thing is I don't know if I could play them necessarily all the way through, but we could queue them up together. I don't know what YouTube is like now. It's like, do they not want you watching trailers anymore? Do they not want you sharing trailers? I mean, trailers are advertisement. You're literally sharing somebody's advertising for free, right? It's something they usually pay people to do, share their advertising. What is this? My shirt. This shirt has some weird discolor. I haven't worn this shirt in years. I think maybe part of it has faded or something. That's kind of weird. What's up, Opie Dog? Wedgie says, I'm so excited for it. Spectre was a great potential end to Greg's Bond, but this new one is a worthy sequel to it. Trailer day sounds good. You can go back and watch old trailers in a new light. Call it trailer trash or trailer park. Trailer park. Fanspeak gets hit every time they play a trailer. Really? It stops the show? I'd have to do it I might have to do it in OBS and have it be a little bitty window or something. I don't know. The black lady feels shoehorned into the trailer. Can't imagine how bad the movie will be. Yeah, I've had a trailer for that Russian Avengers, I don't remember what it's called, movie, get struck. And I'm like, what the heck? Here, let me move this real quick. And new Bond trailer is all over the place. I'll have to check it out. I can't do it while I'm in fulfillment. I gotta get as much of this fulfillment done. That is my very first priority. And knowing that I have drawn and quartered tonight means that my time today is going to be necessarily limited. Other channels do it. How's Grace Randolph get away with it? I know, that's what I don't understand. How do certain channels get away with this stuff, and other trailers or channels have problems? I just don't get it. There's no consistency to how YouTube abides its own rules. It's really irritating. So, anyways, I will. Maybe I'll do it. I was gonna say Friday. I don't know. We'll see if I'm done. Woohoo! D-Lab works. Yes, Random Brandon. It does work indeed. So, but perhaps what I will do is let me see how far I am on Friday. Let me see how far I am. I think Friday would probably be a good day to do. Well, gosh, I have Friday night auction, so I feel like that's already going to fulfill part of that day. Certified media credentials, full staffs. I like the Honest Trailer channel. Oh my gosh, Honest Trailers is so funny. I love that stuff. Just need 3-year high. God bless you all. I must get to the hearing and back Jim Jordan. Bye. Bye, Sharon. Go do your thing. All right, so let us, shall we? I probably have to pull this out though. I'm pulling out, but now it's like I'm on a different thing. All right, let's share screen. Let's go to Joshua, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Shall we go to Yeshua? Yes, we shall. Mike, maybe you could do a segment with Nerds of the Round Table that covers trailers and such. Would even love rankings of superhero movies, classic comic books, and such. Guess it's all about who you know. You know what? I am talking also with maybe I shouldn't. You know, I tell you guys everything. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should keep some stuff under wraps until it's time to announce. Yeah, okay. But yeah, so Order of the Green Hand, Thursday, we'll be talking about Peaky Blinders. Maybe I'll suggest we cover some trailers. That's not a bad idea. Keep it on the DL. Yeah. Keeping it on the DL, kind wizard. There is some stuff afoot. That's what member streams are for. Oh, good point, Jay Hamilton. Thank you very much. How about a segment of what would Jesus think of this trailer? I don't want to talk for Jesus, Eric. That's not much. I do not wear a prophet of God label, so I will not be speaking for Jesus on things he did not speak about himself. Nerds should be a top 5 type segment every episode. Fans love that, and it sparks great debate. What? Top 5 type segment? I don't understand. Oh, do a top 5. I thought you said B. Do a top 5 segment ever. Oh, that's not a bad. That's a good idea. Captain Heltz. In fact, we could probably, I don't know if you'd want to lead with it or end with it. You'd have to give yourself enough time to end with it. That's a good idea. Employ Eden and Elijah. True. You need to build a staff, 1 or 2 people to do fancy YouTube stuff. Okay. This is all great, true stuff. How about we talk about Joshua chapter 1? And now I grant you that chapter 1 doesn't get into any of the really good stuff, but let's go through it anyways. Okay, Joshua chapter 1. Now, after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord, it came to pass that the Lord spake unto Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' minister, saying, now keep in mind, Joshua was, who else was it? It was Joshua and Moses and one other guy. But out of all of the Israelites who were kicked out of, or not kicked out of all of the ones that escaped, someone is calling my phone from California, San Diego. I feel like I should answer it, but I'm busy. So I'm going to dismiss it. There were only 2 who made it through. Was it Aaron? Wait. Caleb. Joshua and Caleb. The only 2 that made it. Everyone else died in the desert. Because oh my gosh. This is what happens. Oh, hold on. It's my daughter. I think I need to mute. Hello? Hello? Oh, man. I just started cross-examination. Let me get mommy. All right. Hold on. All right. Bye. Excuse me for a moment. Dad stuff. That's right. Based on a weekly topic video, Mike, quick vid intro for what? What are you guys talking about? No, it's not squirrel. My daughter doesn't feel well, so she needs to be picked up from school. Anyways, so Joshua and Caleb, everyone else older than 40 died. Joshua and Caleb were the oldest. Yeah, that generation that I don't know if the Bible explicitly says it, but it was basically the generation with the slave mentality, right? They had this slave mentality. They were afraid of, I don't know, maybe they just didn't have the faith. Joshua and Caleb were the only 2 who, when they went into Jericho the first time, when they crossed the Jordan and they went into Jericho, and they're like, and you know, all the other spies they sent in were like, oh my gosh, there are giants in the land. We look like grasshoppers to them. They brought back, you know, giant grapes and all this stuff. Which is interesting. That actually became, I believe, the symbol of Israel for some weird time. Like you saw it on reliefs and stuff. It was like people carrying giant grapes. Anyways, squirrel. So they had this, I don't know, slave mentality. They had this lack of faith in God. And after 40 years of living in the desert, enough of them were dead. Joshua and Caleb were alive and led them into the promised land, because those 2 came back, and they're like, when they came back, everyone else was all scared, and Joshua and Caleb are like, oh, we can do it. The Lord will help us conquer this land. And then and so they're the 2 that survived. The story of Joseph is my favorite Bible story. Lots of stuff foreshadowing Jesus's life. It is the good stuff. All right, Moses, my servant is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, thou and all this people, unto the land which I do give to them, even to the children of Israel. Every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that have I given unto you, as I said unto Moses. From the wilderness, who, by the way, Moses did not make it. Why didn't God let Moses into the I don't know if there's other reasons. Because remember, for some reason, was it Michael and Satan were wrestling over the body of Moses for some unexplained reason. Probably not inexplicable, but at least in the Bible, unexplained. From the wilderness and this Lebanon, even unto the great river, the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites, and unto the great sea toward the going down of the sun shall be your coast. You know what? Let me take a really quick diversion real quick because this is interesting. If you go to Chronicles, First Chronicles, and you start reading Adam, Seth, Enosh, Kenan, Mahalalel, Jared, Enoch, Methuselah, Lamech, Noah, Shem, Ham, Japheth, the sons of Japheth, Gomer, Magog, Madai, Juvan, Tubal, Meshech, Tiras, the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, Riphtah, Togarma, and the sons of Javan, Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, Dodanim, the sons of Ham, Cush, and Mizraim, Put, and Canaan, and the sons of Cush, Seba, and Havilah, Sabta, Rama, Sabteka, the sons of Rama, Sheba, and Dedan. And Cush begat Nimrod, and he began to be mighty upon the earth, which is, by the way, no, this isn't squirrel. This isn't squirrel. I'm not doing squirrel right now. This is directly related to what I'm about to talk about. And Mizraim begat Ludim, and Ananim, and Lehabim, and Naphtuhim, and Pathrushim, Kasluhim, of whom came the Philistines. Kaphtorim in Canaan begat Zidon, his firstborn, and Heth, Jebusite also, and the Amorite, and the Girgashite, the Hivite, the Arkite, the Sinite, the Arvadite, the Samarite, the Hamathite. The sons of Shem, Elam, and Asher, Arphaxad, Lud, Aram, Uz, Hul, Gether, Mishak. I know you're like, what is he going on about? And Arphaxad begat Shelah, and Shelah begat Eber, and unto Eber were born two sons, the ones the name of was Peleg, because in his days the earth was divided. From what I believe was Pangea, basically, to the continents we know today. His brother's name was Joktan, and Joktan begat Almanad, and Shelef, and Hazmar the Beth. And people read this stuff and they're like, this is so boring. All these begats and Ebal and Abimael and Sheba and Ophir and Havilah and Jobab and Shem, Arphaxad, Shelah, Eber, Peleg, right? And people are like, what? Why do we have to read all this stuff? This is so much fascination to me. A really weird way to say that. But these are the nations of the world, right? This is the foundation. Adam. We start at Adam. I grant you, everything before Noah didn't really. Oh, this is a good one, though. Adam, Seth, Enosh, Kenan, Mahalalel, Jared, Enoch, Methuselah, Lamech, Noah. The root words of these, or the meaning of these words, of these names, Adam, Seth, Enoch, Kenan, Mahalalel, Jared, Enoch, Methuselah, Lamech, and Noah. That's the gospel. I don't know how many of you know this. Some of you probably do. Adam means man. Seth means appointed. Enosh means mortal. Kenan means man is appointed mortal. What else Kenan mean? Man, sorrow. Kenan means sorrow. Mahalalel means his death shall bring. Oh, no, that's Methuselah. Isn't it? What's it? It's Methuselah. Man is appointed mortal sorrow. Is appointed mortal sorrow. Mortal sorrow. Oh, gosh darn it. I forgot what it was. But the meaning of these words is spells out the gospel. I brought it up briefly. Noah means rest. Yeah, that's the last one. That his death shall bring eternal rest, essentially. Or some kind of rest. I forget. Lamech means lament, I think. No? Anyway, I don't want to go in. I could go into it again, but that's how it's interesting. The whole Bible, every part of the Bible is interesting. Even all the begats. The begats are interesting because you go here and you're talking about the sons of Japheth. The sons of Japheth, right? Gomer. Gomer becomes a nation. Magog. Magog is the Russians. Gog and Magog are the Russians, right? Well, Gog isn't, but Magog is it's these are the nations of the world, and you can trace them back. Maybe not everybody can trace themselves back because they lost their backgrounds and stuff. They lost their histories. But Togarma, this is what is Togarma? Oh bloody hell! Why do people keep calling? I will not answer you. Go away. Nobody ever calls us early. It's so frustrating. Well, the last one's my daughter, so I can't really get mad. Canaan. Right? That is Canaanites. Is what is that area now? Today. Is it Iran? No, that's Chaldees. But all of the Seba, right? That's Cebu. That's oh no, Sheba. That's Cebu. That's a place. That was a city. That was a place in. All of this stuff goes back. We have the sons, the people. All of these places were named after. Were you know explained in the Bible. It's just I don't know. It's to me. It's I'm sorry. I'm all squirrely now because I'm keep. Or it's just Jewish mythology takes cover under desk. I mean, you could say that, but it's not, right? It's not. These places had their beginning. You don't think that some Jew, Moses. You think Moses traveled up to Russia, right? And said, "Hey, can you trace back your lineage and just tell me who you were back, whatever." These civilizations have their own lineages, and they go back to all these places. And it is the Bible that explains, or not explains, but gives you that family tree of where all of these little places began. And the funny thing is that some of these places today still use those names. And the reason this popped up to me was because right here you're talking about Lebanon, from the wilderness that this Lebanon. Freaking Lebanon. They still call it Lebanon today. This was written 3,500 years ago. Right? It's still called Egypt. The names of these countries, the names of the peoples, some of them have changed. All right. There was no Iraq. There was no Iran. That was Persia. So some stuff has changed, but some stuff they have maintained these names since the founders of those cities. Edom. Yeah, they've changed that to Jordan. I don't know why they changed it to Jordan. But Edom was named after Esau. Magog is still Magog. Isn't it crazy? Well, it pretty much is. Greek mythology has the same themes. It's not a theme. It's a record, right? Rome is named after Romulus, right? They maintain the name of that land. It's not all the time that Istanbul, was Constantinople. Yes, there are places that get renamed, but some of these places have maintained the same names since the very inception of those places. And I just think it's really freaking neat how the Bible takes it all the way back to Adam. And he says, you know why this place is called Magog? Because it was named after a dude called Magog. And you know who Magog's father was? It was this dude. And you know who his father was? It was this dude. And they planted themselves and they created, it's like the Magogites, because we're all Magogs, all our dads, all of our dad, or whatever, however they did it. It's like the cities were named after these people, Magog went and started the city of Magog. The city of Magog became the land of Magog. The land of Magog became a nation, right? I just found that fascinating. And yeah, it's not the only. It's not. Mike, Perseus is considered the progenitor of the Persians' mythology. Okay, that's not really the same thing. If they're naming, like Istanbul. Well, okay, that's not really good. Romulus, right? Same thing. You're naming a city after a false god. That's not the same thing as you're just saying there's a dude, right? And the dude is the progenitor of a people. Names go back. It's very interesting, but it's not a record. It is a record. It is a record. The Persian, it might be a mythology, but it is a record, right? Your record is claiming one thing. You may have again, I go back to Rome. Rome may be claiming that Romulus founded it, but what they actually did, rather, is they named their city after a god, right? So if you name a city after a god, you could, I don't know, it's like naming Constantinople after Constantine. You're not going to say Constantine didn't, you're not going to say Romulus didn't exist. It existed in their minds as a god. But we're not talking about gods. We're just talking about people founding places, because that happens. Istanbul is paraphrasing of the Greek phrase "Eist tin Pollen," to the city. That's interesting. Yeah, well, New York is named after York. I don't know what that means. Joe K, ever considered that every society has created mythology to explain their existence in order to avoid the accountability of the truth of God, including our present mythology of evolution? Well, America. There's a good case in point. Now, we're named after Amerigo Vespucci because he mapped the place. He mapped the coastline, I guess. But that doesn't, it doesn't mean that Amerigo was the progenitor of America. He's just the guy that named the place. Well, Amerigo Vespucci is a real guy, right? You're not going to say he's mythological. So, anyways, it is a record. Whether or not you accept the record as being valid, I don't see why you wouldn't. But, I guess the only reason you wouldn't is because you just don't want to. I find it fascinating because more than one of those places, they still use those names today. and they are in places that, frankly, Moses wouldn't have known, probably. He wasn't just talking about, the Middle East. Those people that were the progenitors of lands further and wider known than Moses would have had access to, right? All ancient mythologies are based on Hebrew lore, different explanations for the same beings. If Americo lived in the Bronze Age, he would be part of a mythology. No, Joe, that's not how it works. History and historical people don't become myth just because they're further back in time. Darwin's Doubt is a good book on why macroevolution is impossible. Yeah, Darwin's Black Box is too, as is Darwin, Theory and Crisis. There's some good books on it. Anyways, it's not really squirrel. It is. It just when I read names from books that are written 3,500 years ago, and they're of these places that we see today, it just makes me consider how, in some places, maintaining that identity of the very land, it's like a link back in time, right? Because obviously Lebanon was Lebanon here before Joshua ever got there, right? Joshua didn't get there and name it Lebanon. It was there before. So at some point in time, oh my gosh, maybe it was Laban. Was it Laban? Laban was Rachel's father. I wonder if Lebanon was named after Rachel's father. That would actually make a whole lot of sense, wouldn't it? Laban was a wealthy landowner. Oh my gosh, I never even made that connection. That's probably the case, isn't it? Antiochus almost managed to civilize the region. I bet you Lebanon is... That is crazy. Even unto the great river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites, and unto the great sea toward the going down of the sun shall be your coast. Everett Todd says, yes, Lebanon is named after Laban, Rachel's father. Lebanon, what was until very recently, historically, or at least between 1918 and the 80s, was considered the Paris of the Middle East. If Christians continue to be persecuted in the Middle East, all that may change, though, eventually. Yeah, they'll rename it to Istanbul. I don't know. Lebanon. There shall not any man be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. I will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. Be strong, and of good courage, for unto this people shalt thou divide for an inheritance the land which I swear unto their fathers to give them. Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest. That's kind of interesting. In one moment, he's saying, I'm promising you this land, that you will divide this land. And then he's saying, don't turn from the law to the left or the right, and you will prosper wherever you go. Is that some sort of a, I don't know. To me, it kind of reads like a prophecy. It's like, I'm putting you here, but you'll prosper wherever you go. Does that mean outside of the land, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into that. I'm probably reading too much into that. Lebanon derived from the word Liban. Right. That was Rachel's father. Rachel and Rebecca's father was Laban. Of course, it's a transliteration, so L-E or L-I doesn't really matter. That's just English. If Christians continue to be persecuted, and Jews, Palestine is named such because the last Maccabee revolt annoyed Rome. Talking Nephilim, fallen angels, what I believe all those gods were based on, hence the similarities between Roman, Greek, and Norse myths. Yeah, I believe that too. They changed the name to honor the Philistines, to spite the people. It wasn't to honor the Philistines, it was just to spite the Jews. Success happens if you follow the law. Yep. J. Hamilton, those themes are quite common in the region. Hebrews were never so influential culturally to kickstart the whole European mythology lore. I think you're misunderstanding the point, Joe. What he's saying is that we believe that the Nephilim, who were the mighty men of old and heroes of renown, were considered gods. And so therefore those quote unquote gods were the seed of the belief in the pantheon of gods in Greek and in Roman culture and in Norse mythology and in Russian mythology probably as well. Actually, Russian mythology is primarily Norse mythology, if I remember correctly. Confirming it from someone in the region, we pronounce it Libanon. Exactly, Mike. Exactly. All right. This book of the law. Oh, I already read that. I should have good success. No, wait. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. Ooh. Excuse me. Silent Dreamland says, maybe that's why Jewish people are so successful. Maybe. I don't know how many of them. Well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'll just give that a maybe. Then Joshua commanded the officers of the people, saying, pass through the host and command the people, saying, prepare you victuals, for within 3 days ye shall pass over this Jordan. Go into possess the land which the Lord your God giveth you to possess it. And to the Reubenites, and to the Gadites, and to the half tribe of Manasseh spake Joshua, saying, remember the word which Moses, the servant of the Lord, commanded you, saying, the Lord your God hath given you rest, and hath given you this land. Your wives, your little ones, your cattle shall remain in the land which Moses gave you on this side Jordan, but ye shall pass before your brethren armed, all the mighty men of valor, and help them. For those who, obviously I didn't read the previous chapter, but they had agreed to take land essentially that wasn't in the promised land, I think. Well, maybe it wasn't the promised land, but they were like, can we just keep this land here because it looks nice, it's got great pastures and all that stuff for our cattle, all that stuff, but we promise that we will go in with you guys to battle against the Giants, basically. Mary Needlepoint says, no notification again. I am sorry. I do apologize. Love the food from there. Anyway. Until the Lord hath given your brethren rest, as he hath given you, and they also have possessed the land which the Lord your God hath given them. Then ye shall return unto the land of your possession and enjoy it, which Moses the Lord's servant gave you on this side Jordan, towards the sun rising. And they answered Joshua, saying, all that thou commandest us we will do, and whithersoever thou sendest us we will go. According as we hearkened unto Moses in all things, so will we hearken unto thee. Only the Lord thy God be with thee, as he was with Moses. Whatsoever he be that doth rebel against thy commandment, and will not hearken unto thy words, in all that thou commandest him, he shall be put to death. Only be strong and of a good courage. I think the next chapter gets into some good stuff. Yeah, Jericho. All right, tomorrow, Jericho. Fun. Bing pow. Stop screen sharing. We can just chat about that, ladies and gentlemen, because we've only got about 8 minutes left. So, I don't know. Either could be part of God's blessing toward them. I don't know. Yeah, it is. And, God's not done with the Jewish people. They are still God's chosen people. And no, I don't believe in replacement theology. I think replacement theology comes from a doctrine that is true, but I think the theology they've developed around it goes beyond what the scriptures teaches. So, no, God still has a very, very important plan for his people, his chosen people. Roscoe says, so being content with less than what God wants is no excuse to not do what he commands. Yeah, I don't, there is no excuse to not do what he commands. The food is good. I have to admit, I still love the food of my home country best. Where are you from, Kuzmeti? What is your home country? Leftist Tears coffee mug, nice mug. You noticed that, huh? Matt says, I've argued with so many people that believe God is finished with the Jews, but that's not what Revelation says. No, it is not. Revelation says that the 12,000 from each tribe of the Jews will rule and reign with Christ in the millennium. That must drive white supremacists crazy, those who claim to be Christians and have this replacement theology garbage. Hashtag mug club. I know I need to get a mug too, but I like tumblers. Tumblers keep my coffee warm because I don't drink coffee really that fast. So this thing keeps it warm. Leftist Tears, ladies and gentlemen. Join. Actually, you could have got it on Black Friday. You could have gotten a Daily Wire subscription for like half price. But Black Friday's come and gone, so sorry. DJ Peterson says, I have a mug. Israel, God still has a special covenant with, but individually, God judges us as we are. Individually, God does judge us as we are. Yeah, I don't know. There's a scripture. Jesus says, I believe it is Jesus saying it, that all Jews will be saved. Now, I don't know what that means. That I don't know. You can't have just a free, because Jesus also, called the scribes and the Pharisees people without excuse because they knew and they were blaspheming the Holy Spirit. So are those Jews saved? I don't know. I don't know what I mean, I can't imagine. I don't know. I think God has a special plan for the Jews. I don't know if it's throughout all time with all Jews. I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, DJ says all. I would imagine there were some really bad Jews that didn't like God. So I know. I'm freaking Karl Marx. Karl Marx. But I'll leave that to God. That is God's job, not mine. So I'll let him figure that out. You need to have Rob Skiba on an episode of God Squad. I do not know this person, Everett Todd. Bernie Sanders. Are you condemning Bernie Sanders to hell, DJ? I don't know. I'm just going to stick with I don't know. Going to stick with it. I'm safe in my I don't know zone. On the one hand, I would be happy to see a lot of Jews who I know personally saved with that loophole. I don't know if God is the God of loopholes, though. I just don't know. I just don't know. That's up to God, not me. That's what I say, DJ. That is what I say. Bernie is one of the fallen. Well, there are Jews who say they are Jews, but are of the synagogue of Satan. So maybe if Jesus qualifies that there are Jews, and there are Jews who say they are Jews, but they are of the synagogue of Satan, maybe that's how he divorces the real Jew from, I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's up to God in the end. All right, Roscoe, see you later. See you at Drawn and Quartered tonight. Bernie sounded okay to me on the JRE. I'm EU. I don't know what JRE is. What? I do not understand what that means. He isn't a Jew, though. That's going up to God, not me. Yeah. Well, we're about to wrap this up, guys. We got a minute and a half left. Bernie is a classic social democrat. I don't know. He's a socialist. The social democrat stuff is garbage. All socialists are democratic. They try to do this obfuscation garbage. All socialists are democratic. The difference between a socialist and a communist is a communist is a totalitarian socialist. They don't want you voting. They want the same ends. They want egalitarian rule by a whatever ruling class what is the word? Designs society. That's not the right word. But it's the same. It's the right essential concept. They want to be able to design society under an elite ruling class, as both socialists and communists. The only difference is the communist is totalitarian and is willing to get there through the use of force. The socialist is ultimately totalitarian, but is willing to get there through democratic means. Social engineering. Thank you, Ray Thulu. That's right. Engineering of the society to be what? Every time this experiment has been tried, it has failed. So, ladies and gentlemen, wise up. Capitalism for the win. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We are over an hour. Please do like, please do share, please do subscribe. Join the channel. Share this with friends, family, anyone you think would have a good time here being part of this little fellowship. And until later tonight, yeah, I don't think I'll be streaming between now and Drawn and Quartered, but if I do, hopefully I'll see you then. If not, I will see you on Drawn and Quartered. The Mandalorian tonight. Baby Yoda for the win. God bless you guys.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.